everyone, Claire Wasserman here, founder and author of Ladies Get Paid and host of Higher Ground, a show for job seekers that gives hope and help behind the headlines. Speaking of headlines, if you've been wondering what the heck is going on in the US job market, whether it's a good time to make a move, why it feels harder to land interviews, or if remote work is really going away, you're in the right place. Let's break down what's really happening with jobs in 2025, what the numbers say, and most importantly, what it means for you. The US job market in mid 2025 is surprisingly resilient. Yeah, listen, we're not in a boom anymore. That post pandemic hiring frenzy is behind us, but we're not in a bust either. Unemployment is sitting around 4.1%, which is still considered very low. We're seeing fewer blockbuster hiring in recent months, but the economy is still adding jobs. In fact, the most recent reports showed about 147,000 new jobs in June. Now, that's slower than in the 2021 highs, but it's still steady. There are about 7.8 million job openings, which means that there's still more than one job opening for every person looking. So yes, the market has cooled, but it's still a job seeker's market. Now here's the shift. Employers are being more cautious. The hire fast, raise wages, throw perks around strategy of 2022, that's over. Now the rate at which companies are hiring has dropped to the lowest we've seen since 2013, and fewer people are quitting, which usually means workers aren't quite as confident that they'll find something better right away. But, and this is key, layoffs are still very low. Most companies are choosing to keep the talent that they already have. So if it feels like job listings are slower to go live or interviews are taking longer, yeah, you're not imagining it. So now let's zoom in on some sectors and see where the opportunities actually are. First, healthcare. No surprise here, it is booming. We've got an aging population, ongoing demand for services, and not enough people to fill roles. So if you've got a license, a degree, or even just the willingness to retrain, healthcare is a gold mine right now. Second is tech. Yes, there have been layoffs, big ones, but that's mostly from companies who overhired or who were chasing moonshot ideas. If you've got skills in cybersecurity, AI, data science, or cloud, you're still in demand. Just think beyond the Googles and the Metas. Everyone needs tech now. Third is infrastructure and green energy. So thanks to government funding and private investment, we're seeing a surge in jobs around solar, wind, electric vehicles, and good old roads and bridges. Think trades, project management, and engineering. This is a stable long-term growth area. Now, on the flip side, let's talk about where are opportunities diminishing. And these are going to be in finance, real estate, and yes, parts of retail are cooling down. High interest rates have slowed mortgage lending, home sales, and some discretionary shopping. So be strategic if you're in one of those spaces. Wages are still rising, just not at the breakneck pace we saw in 2021. Right now, wage growth is hovering around 3 to 4%. And for the first time in a while, that's actually outpacing inflation. Translation? Your paycheck is going further than it did a year or two ago. We're also seeing major gains in pay transparency. Over half of job listings now include salary ranges. And that means you can walk into interviews better informed, better prepared, and less likely to be lowballed. Let's talk about remote work for a second. Now, is it over? Absolutely not. But it has evolved. Now, as of this year, about 40% of job postings now offer some kind of remote or hybrid setup. Hybrid has especially taken off. It now makes up nearly a quarter of all postings. Fully remote jobs? Still out there, especially in tech and marketing, but they're a little harder to find. The big story is that companies and workers are settling into hybrid as the new normal. And get this, almost half of job seekers say they're specifically looking for hybrid roles. So if you're targeting flexibility, you've got options. Just make sure you're filtering for the right kind of remote. So let's bring this home. What does this all mean for you if you're looking for work right now? Job searches may take longer. The market is still strong, but you're not going to get 5 offers overnight, or maybe even one. Plan for a few months of effort and don't take slow responses personally. Target industries with momentum. So if you're looking to pivot, aim for healthcare, infrastructure, or tech adjacent roles because that is where the hiring energy still lives. Double down on upskilling. With AI and automation on the rise, staying sharp matters more than ever. A short course or certification could be the difference between being overlooked and in demand. And flexibility, it goes both ways. Yes, look for remote or hybrid roles if that's important to you, but also stay open to contract work, new industries, or even different cities. There are still great jobs out there, just maybe not exactly where you've looked before. Here's the bottom line. 2025's job market isn't as wild as it was during the Great Resignation, but it's also not a recession. It's a recalibration. And if you know how to read the room, you can absolutely find your next great opportunity. Now, if this was helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more monthly job market updates, and leave a comment if you're navigating a career shift. I'd love to hear where you're stuck and where you're thriving. And if you're looking for personalized coach or community, check out the links below. Thanks for watching. And remember, you don't need to be lucky to get hired. You need to be strategic. Now, go get paid.